Hello everyone. So today I want to talk to you about behaviors that men show that gets women pretty scared. Okay, and because they are scared, they might not even want to talk to you. They might not even want to go out with you on a second or third date or how many dates you guys have planned to have. Okay, and there's reasons behind that because sometimes guys behave quite strange. I'm not saying that some of the women are not strange. Okay, some of them are quite guilty, but there's things that we do that you should know and be cautious as a man about because you are doing certain things, not going to even get you a second or third date or talk to her anymore, or she doesn't even want to take the next step or to be in a relationship with you because you are doing quite some strange things. So I'm going to tell you some of the stuffs and the weird stuff that they do encounter. Okay, so let's begin. Tip number one is being cheap. They don't want to stay. I mean, when you are being cheap with a lady, probably they might, have some past experiences where they had some daddy issues because their dad was quite rich and, dad never took care of them, including their mom. They never had a dime for their upkeep. So transitioning into relationship, they could consider you as being cheap because they've already had those experiences as a lady. So they wouldn't like to stay. They've had those experiences and such situations before. Women like men with what? Money, okay? But again, if you are just cheap, I'm not saying you should go all out. But if you are just, counting your money all the time and counting your pocket to the extent of counting hers, that means that you are not willing to spend a penny on her. For most women, that is a big turn off, okay? So let's clarify this. I'm not just, telling you to go buy her some expensive and huge, extra what have you. But I'm just saying that don't be cheap because the worst people, even have a good situation. I'm just asking you, does he not deserve it or they are supposed to be taken for granted? I guess there might probably be a different reason to that effect. Just maybe, okay, you are trying to save for a house and that stuff can sometimes be understood. But there are men that are straight up clenched fists. And women just don't want to get into that situation because she is not going to be cheap with you, so she doesn't expect you to be cheap with her. It is a no area for them. Tip number two, another one that is quite critical and big turn off for women is when men call them slut. I'm not saying you are telling it to her face, okay, but I mean when you guys go out together and then you see some group of girls, you just open your mouth and say, look at this slut. She might probably ask you why, because why would you even call them slut? Because to her, it's just a lack of disrespect for women in general. And it's not even needed. Even if you want to talk bad about, a group of girls, you can just say, look at these girls over there, okay, in a quite polite manner. Because you know what? They don't even think there's a need for them to be called slut, even if it's not in their faces. That is just disrespectful for no reason. And also, when you do that to her, it makes her feel when a day comes and you guys are not cool anymore, she might become a slut as well. All right. To her, it translates like you guys will probably have an argument one day, which is quite possible, and it's going to be easy for you to call her slut. She wouldn't accept that. Tip number three on this, guys. I know sex is very important for most of us all. I wouldn't exclude myself, and it's very important for women as well. Okay, but stop having that in the forefront of everything. Okay, relax, my guy. You seriously have to relax because obviously over time you are going to you guys are going to meet, but don't be so thirsty for it. Okay, if you are that very thirsty, it is a problem. So the fact that you are so focused on the sex and maybe not enough on her personality, probably not who she is a very big turn off for her. So if you display that to any woman, most likely they are going to insinuate that, hey, he's just trying to have sex with me. So you are going to be ghosted probably, unless it's a lady who is actually going to accept the fact that let's have sex, and she will just be down with it, all right? And she will never attach any strings to it. Another behavior that men think it is cool, which is absolutely not, is when you are being too easy to please, okay? Couple of these are when she asks, what do you want to do? And you just reply that I'm okay with whatever you ask us to do. And she goes again, do you like these things? You go ahead and say, yes, I like them. Meanwhile, you know very well that you don't like them. You are just always going along with whatever she says, okay? Women need somebody who have guts, who want to, call them to attention when things they are doing are not quite okay. Okay, tell them to their face that she's doing something wrong. Because if you are like she's doing nothing wrong, no, there is definitely something wrong with her. Okay, and that's for sure. So when you accept everything that she wants to do, my guy, I understand you are trying to be going easy and stuff, but you've got to, still tell her what to do. You have to give your point of view and don't be a yes man, because no woman will like a yes man. As much as they want to, sometimes be the boss, they want to decide, they want to be told what to do. Okay, so classical example, even if she, is willing to fight it, to make it go her way anytime she seeks something from you, after getting it, do you know what she thinks? She thinks that you are not really a man, because anyway, you always want to side with her. It might seem untrue. I'm not saying you are supposed to, go controlling or anything. I'm just saying that have some personality, have some pride. If you disagree, say it. Don't always say yes, yes. When maybe she wants to go eat somewhere and she seeks for your opinion, you say, oh, okay, let's go. Meanwhile, deep down, that's not where you want to eat. I'm not saying you always don't have to agree, but have your point of view, okay? Don't just be easy to be pleased. Always have a say in something and have your point of view, because that may not seem challenging. I'm not saying that relationships are meant to be challenging, but it has to be something you guys are, willing to work for it. And if she knows that you are not willing to do anything or work for it, it is really not going to last. Okay. Another behavior, guys, is don't be a stalker. Do not show up at her house uninvited, and do not call, 20, 30 times. Okay. When she hasn't picked up the first few times you called, most likely she might not be picking up because what? She is probably busy. She doesn't want to talk to anybody, maybe. All right. So calling her, 20 times wouldn't do anything much, because if she doesn't want to talk to you, she probably might have blocked you long ago. And if, let's say, she's done whatever she's doing and she looks at her phone and realizes that you have called about 20 times, she's going to ask herself, is this really normal? So either way, you are going to lose. So just don't be a stalker and give her some time to actually respond to your calls when she's done with whatever she's doing. Maybe don't be too possessive too soon. For instance, with this guys, I know you might like her and you want to be around her all the time. She's mine, I don't want her to go anywhere and stuff. But my guy, relax. That's an absolute signal of what? Insecurity, which makes you scared of losing her. I don't know what, but maybe it is running through your mind. But being, possessive too soon is like a 10 of most of the time for women. Though some women need their men around them, all the time and stuff. That works for some women. If you are being possessive too soon, you are going to scare her off. Playing a lot of games with her. If she realizes that you are playing game with her, that might be the end of the road. She might even tell you all the time that she's busy, when for sure she's not even busy. Yeah, nobody wants to waste anybody's time. So just go straight to the point. Stop playing games, and when you are playing hard to get, whatever that sounds could be like, you are just wasting your time over there. Okay, because she really wants to know you, to see that you like her, and for her to also like you. But if she realizes that you are playing game with her, she's done. She doesn't want to play the games with you pretty much. So please stop the games. She wants to skip that just to be cool with you, chill, and that kind of vibe, right? Guys, is complaining about your ex. Hell no. There's like, when you guys are having a constant conversation on a date, and all the topic you have to bring up is about your ex, she might probably tell you she doesn't give a damn. Are you telling her that just to explain your insecurities, or you are just telling her that just to show her that she is way better than her? My guy, there are better ways to, show that she is actually better than your ex. There are better ways to explain yourself to her about your ex. She doesn't even care about it. And hopefully you don't even care about your ex as well, do you? Even the fact that you talk about her so much, signifies that you are going to make her think you still want to be with her. Okay, why does she even hear her name every single time you guys have conversation? So don't talk about your ex unless it's a conversation which is brought up by you guys, just to know what happened between the both of you, your past relationship, and what transpired and stuff. Okay, so if she seeks to for you guys to talk about it, you can actually talk about it. But for you to volunteer and talk about your ex and all the stuff that comes along with it is a no. Women don't want you to tell them what to wear. It makes you come off as like controlling, and even, well, she's dressed up like this and people know me, and I'm with her, and they are going to think like that and stuff. She careless. Okay, because she's not representing you, she's representing herself. She is dressed up that way because she's representing herself. And if you have friends who feel like she's dating you, but look at how she's dressed, if you can't handle it, my guy, it's either you leave it alone or you don't date her and you move on. Or you can still swallow your pride and let that go and allow her to wear whatever she likes. Okay? Because the moment you tell her not to wear this, not to wear that, the more she's going to wear them. Okay, so it's either you back off or you stay inside with it. Number 9 is someone with no ambition. Okay, And that comes off when you are being complacent with where you are, and especially if that place is not a good place. When she knows this, she's just going to ghost you because she might think to herself, why do you know that this place is not a good place for you, yet you are so complacent with it? Okay. She wouldn't feel attracted to you, and that would be the end of the road. Because women might say to themselves that we are all independent and stuff, but they still look up to men as protectors and providers for everything. Okay. So if you have no ambition, how are you going to provide? And most men are going to take you for granted on this. Another behavior that really looks awkward to women is a man who is not being himself. This is pretty much when guys send their representative for a couple of days or months just to impersonate and come off as a new person. Meanwhile, deep inside them, they know they have a hidden behavior. Okay, so when a woman portrays a behavior in public which you don't like and you refuse to, admit it, whilst you should also do the same thing by portraying a behavior where she will also have a say about it and you don't do it. It becomes something terrible. And sometimes, dude, you are just so worried about that, but you can't say it. The woman is not going to like the way you behave when you also portrays a behavior which she is not familiar with. Okay, so don't try to be something that you are not in your mind. That is going to be more attractive to her. Okay. What makes you think this is a regular attraction as opposed to you being yourself? Okay, so try and be yourself, so to be attractive enough rather than sending a representative of yourself because you think that she is going to like it. No, you are not going to give her a fair chance, for her to really like you. And then once your behavior changes towards her, she's going to be gone forever because that's not who you are. So these are the behaviors I wanted to outline to you. So if you are trying to be with a woman, really take these tips into consideration, okay, and make sure that you don't do them. All right. Goodbye. Adios.